It has been a few months since the PACT Act was approved by Congress and signed by the president. The act helps Gulf War veterans affected by the burn pits, but there is still a fight for active military members who may not show symptoms for years. Dan Cummins joining us live in studio with a Toledo veteran who has been on the front line since it all began. Dan?
Jeff, Dan Meyer is medically retired from the Air Force. He was stationed in the Gulf in 2007 through 2009. Still active duty in 2010 when his body broke down. Exposure to toxic smoke in Iraq and Afghanistan.
What are burn pits? In camps all over the war zone, thousands of soldiers produced a lot of garbage. So to get rid of it, they just dug a hole, tossed in food, weapons, batteries, auto parts, body parts. They'd pour aviation fuel on it and begin a massive fire that would burn and smolder for days. Dan Meyer says he woke up in camp just covered in ashes every morning. Now he's in a wheelchair, on oxygen with lung and nerve damage, but says he's the lucky one, having become sick while on active duty in the Air Force, and he has full benefits now. Dan's among a group of 12 families who worked very hard since 2011 to help others, veterans who showed no symptoms when they retired, but then in recent years became seriously ill. They developed a burn pit registry to share information, which led to this year's PACT Act for the VA. And they're fighting to help active military get recognized for medical help.
Upwards of 3.5 million veterans will eventually down the line qualify for conditions related to burn pits. I think right now, it's in like the 500,000 range, but just like you know with Agent Orange, you got guys that didn't get sick for 20, 30, 40 years, and we're still in the window where people are even still there right now. So I think it's gonna be a completely, just like Agent Orange, another generational thing.
The VA says as of this week, about 150,000 veterans have filed claims for the PACT Act. All thanks to Dan Meyer and a handful of others who, since 2011, laid the groundwork for that. Meanwhile, there's a push to get them a nomination for the Congressional Medal of Freedom. There's a petition you can sign at change.org. Reporting in studio tonight, I'm Dan Cummins.